Good morning to all. Welcome back to the course PHA 253 Physics for Electronics Engineering. We are discussing Unit 3 Magnetic and Dielectric Properties of Material. In the previous lecture, we discussed the domain theory of ferromagnetism, saturation magnetization, and Curie temperature. So, in today's class, we will take a look at microscopic classification of magnetic material. So depending on the presence or absence of permanent magnetic dipoles, materials can be classified into two types. Those having permanent magnetic dipoles and those that do not have permanent magnetic dipoles. Materials that do not have permanent magnetic dipoles are diamagnetic. Only in the presence of external field, there is a weak magnetization opposing the field. Such materials are called diamagnetic materials. If there are presence of permanent magnetic dipoles, materials are further classified into para, ferro, antiferro, and ferrimagnetic material. If the permanent dipoles do not interact, then such materials are paramagnetic material, which is a weak form of magnetization in the field direction. When the permanent dipoles are strongly interact and align parallel to each other, then such materials are called ferromagnetic material. We have seen the ferromagnetic domain theory, in which coupling interaction causes mutual spin alignment. If the permanent dipoles interact but align in anti-parallel direction, that is, adjacent dipoles have anti-parallel orientation with the anti-parallel orientation of equal magnitude, then such material are called antiferromagnetic material. Whereas if the anti-parallel dipoles are of unequal magnitude, then such material are called ferrimagnetic material. So this is the microscopic classification of magnetic material. When we speak about ferromagnets, they exhibit hysteresis. What is hysteresis? The magnetization versus the magnetizing field curve. We have seen the initial magnetization to be nonlinear until saturation magnetization MS is achieved. Even after the removal of the H field, the ferromagnet, because of the domain formation, doesn't reverse back along the initial magnetization direction. Instead, the magnetization becomes MR. So MR is the retentivity. That is, the specimen is not going back to the initial state of M equal to 0 when H equal to 0. Because when the applied field is made 0, there is still a residual magnetization within the sample. So the remnant magnetic induction is called the retentivity. This results in the residual magnetization results in remnant magnetic induction. This property of retaining the magnetic induction is utilized for memory devices. In order to make the magnetization zero, an external field is applied in the reverse direction. So this field, which has to be applied in the reverse direction in order to make the magnetization zero, is known as coercivity. Field required to make the magnetization zero. The net magnetization of the sample is made zero by applying the coercive field. If the field is increased in the reverse direction, then saturation magnetization is achieved in the opposite direction. So that of the initial magnetization. Hence, the specimen can be taken through a cycle starting from point O to A, and then OB represents the retentivity, OC represents the coercivity, D is the saturation magnetization achieved in the opposite direction, E is the retentivity in the opposite direction, F is coercivity in the opposite direction. So the curve A, B, C, D, E, F, A represents the hysteresis loop. The area under this curve is equal to the energy required to take the specimen through one complete cycle of magnetization. Depending on the area under the hysteresis loop, materials are classified into hard and soft. Materials are classified into hard and soft magnetic material. So, as can be seen from this curve, hard magnetic material has a large area under the hysteresis loop. The remanence, the retentivity is low, whereas the coercive field is high. Whereas for soft magnetic material, the coercive field is low. So these are the difference between the hard and soft magnetic material. In hard magnetic material, they are difficult to magnetize and demagnetize because the energy loss associated is high. The hysteresis loss is high. It has high remanence, it has high coercivity and low permeability. Whereas soft magnetic material are easy to magnetize and demagnetize. It has high permeability, low coercivity, low remanence, and low hysteresis loss. Hard magnetic materials are used to manufacture permanent magnets, whereas soft magnetic material are used in transformer cores or soft iron cores, which are usually taken through cycles of magnetization. These are the differences between the hard and the soft magnetic material. So So in today's class, we have discussed about the hysteresis curve observed for ferromagnetic material and also discussed about the hard and soft magnetic material and their characteristics. We'll continue with the remaining topics of Unit 3 in the next class. Thank you for now.